Karibu sana mtazamaji katika kipindi hiki cha Mizani ya Afya. Leo tunaangazia swala la intermittent fasting, almaarufu IF. Kujadili swala hili, Lilian Mumina ambaye ni clinical nutritionist na pia dietitian na Winnie Ikatwa wataungana nami. Kumbuka, hapa ni nyumbani kwako, hapa ni TV47 Macho na sauti yetu.
IF has been, I started IF, doing IF from really not decided that I'm doing IF, but because then I wanted to lose weight. And me and my three sisters, we've been thinking, as in for a long time, like, oh, let's work on our weight, that this weight, this stomach, this, everything looked like it was bulging, but we'd already gotten used to thinking, what wakizeka, this is just the way people should look.
The major fuel of the body is basically food, and what we do is we interpret, as nutritionists or dietitians, we interpret the science of food and how the body works and the anatomy and how. So basically, when you go to a nutritionist, they will, if you tell them what you want to achieve, if you're not clinically ill or if you're okay, you tell them what you want to achieve, then they work with the science of food and how it works to help you achieve that. So basically, when you talk about nutrition, what is nutrition? Basically, nutrition is science between how the body interacts with food and how the uptake affects the metabolism, how the outcomes, the health.
But then we thought no, and one of the things that actually prompted us to start, my sister, the one I follow, was really need to work on her weight because of her knees, and she was going to see a doctor. And when she went to the clinic, at the reception, she wanted to go see a physio. But then the lady at the reception just wrote for her something to go and see a doctor. And she's asking, what I'm supposed to say? Like, are you going to the maternity? She looked like, she looked like she was going to the maternity, that is. And I think that for us was the most awakening thing. My sister cried, of course. That, being told she's pregnant when she's not pregnant and thinking someone is telling her you're looking pregnant. But this was a young girl, so really we thought she's saying the truth. She's saying what she saw. She was not pretending, she was not saying this to impress her, she's just saying the truth.
Intermittent fasting in regards to nutrition, it's been there, it's been practiced. Anciently, before the evolution of human nutrition, people are doing intermittent fasting without even being aware. You know that. So you will get someone, you'll wake up in the morning, go to the shamba before you take your breakfast, then you come back at around 11, unakula breakfast yako kama kawaida. But as time evolved, technology, a lot of routine change, people, urbanization, so it became a bit harder.
Faida zake ni inasaidia kupunguza uzito, inachangia kuongezeka kwa nguvu mwilini, inasaidia kurekebisha viungo mwilini, inachangia mwili kukubali insulin kwa urahisi, inapunguza cholesterol mbaya mwilini na inachangia maisha marefu.
And so when we started with my sisters, we were like, we mastered something. Of course, we've done the smoothies, we've done the jogging, where I jog for a few days and come back and eat, go for. So then just tried everything that there was, join a gym and pay for 3 months and go for 2 days and still no results and lose everything. But then on this day, actually we had been on a holiday. So during our holiday, one of my sisters, our smallest sister, she's a doctor. She kept telling us we need to work on our weight because two of my sisters, my sister and I, we have high blood pressure. And because of weight. So we need to work on our weight. And she kept insisting, you must do something about your weight. And she told us of a friend of ours who had lost weight because of fasting. She didn't actually even know what it was, just said it was fasting. She just read about intermittent fasting, but being that she's the youngest sister, at times we would question her knowledge for anything. She's a doctor, but you're thinking, what do you know about fasting? You know what fasting, we're older.
Intermittent fasting is basically avoid fasting, not eating, not taking any type of calories for a period of time, maybe hours, maybe a day. And unlike the religious fasting, the intermittent fasting that is associated with nutrition is you do this fast with the target of maybe getting weight loss, or maybe you're targeting to do something else, maybe improve health or something. But the problem that we have, or some people in social media will say clinicians have with intermittent fasting, they misinterpret the problems. Why we will not advocate so much on it? Because basically, as you know, when something is good, it should not, even if, no matter how good something is, should not be overdone. The problem with our Nairobi women or our Kenyan women currently is, women, we like looking good. When you wake up in the morning, you go and check your weight, it's two kilos down, you get happy. I don't know why, but that's basically how women were built. So when someone comes to you and pitches the idea of intermittent fasting and weight loss, you're like, they give you crazy results. They will tell you, I lost 12 kgs in a month. But again, yeah, someone will come and tell you, they come to you, maybe you have a consultation with them. They come to you, they tell you, but Lillian, you're telling me to do frequent meals and I just lost 12 kgs when I was doing intermittent fasting like 2 years ago. I want to go back, but now maybe I have problems with gout. So you tell them, I want you to do this, we do this gradually, but they will not listen because of the craze about the social media. Because someone will come and appear on media and then talk about it, say the way they have lost 40 kgs, the way they have lost 50 kgs, which is true. Weight loss is not bad. Weight loss, actually, gradual weight loss is good, but it should be done gradually. So when you're attacking your body out of nowhere, you throw things at it, you want to restrict everything, you want to do things, you want to deprive it of, now that becomes the concerns of any clinician.
Tutaenda kwenye mapumziko. Tutarudi baada ya muda usio mrefu. Endelea kutazama Mizani ya Afya. Karibu tena mtazamaji. Unaendelea kutazama Mizani ya Afya.
So during that time we went to now internet and started looking what is intermittent fasting and researching, and we made like an unanimous decision that we must start. But we said let's party a little bit to welcome the fasting. Of course, we went into a bit of partying, and just then on the 1st of May, we said that's the day to start. And we started now, me and my older sister Penina, we started now doing our fasting the week 1. And when I started week 1, or the schedule for week 1, I was using actually the schedule for, was in that had been shared by Kele too. Is when I started using it, I did not even, I didn't follow, I just needed to start fasting. I didn't even know how to follow it. Just started fasting. And it became easy because my fasting had been a struggle even in church. I was actually forever known, I am weak. I can do 12 hours, I have to get something to eat. But I was able to do 24 hours. I think apart from even thinking I'll lose, for me that was an achievement.
Someone will tell you, you're telling us this because you want to sell us medication. Let's be realistic. When you get sick, you'll still go and buy those medicines. Yeah. So you better do it the right way to avoid the medicines. Because maybe because of the current trends. We have a lot of teenagers and young girls being obese. You'll find a girl, she's 24 and maybe she's weighing 102 kgs. If you pitch the idea of this woman that I will make you lose weight, maybe 40 kgs in less than 2 or 3 months, that lady will definitely go for it. And then what will happen to her? The shrinkage is too sudden. The rapid weight loss is too sudden. The electrolytes imbalances will be all over. Our hormones will be confused.
I was like, oh my God, I'm in control of my body. As in, I can actually go without food for 24 hours. Then I think I've taken control of what I always want to take control of. That I can actually cook food, because in my house, I do not have a house help. So I cook for my children. As I run my business, we do all the work, like cooking, I cook. So I cook, but not eat. But not because I don't eat, but because I'll eat when I decide to eat. I'm the one who buys this food, really. So even if I don't eat now, I can always buy that food and eat later. The fact that I've taken control of my eating desires, then for me I was a winner.
Madhara yake ni kuhisi kizunguzungu, inaweza kupunguza maji mwilini, kwa lugha ya kimombo dehydration. Inachangia kuzidisha magonjwa mwilini, kuumwa na kichwa, hasira za bure na kuhisi baridi isiyo ya kawaida.
There's a group I joined on Facebook. So this lady, she was telling people that IF cures diabetes. So me, I asked her, give us research studies, tell us something that has been proven, because let's be realistic, scientists want to be, no one wants to not be known. If I can discover something will cure diabetes, I will go and run with it, because that's my name. Unajipata na Nobel because of something like that, you know. So I asked her to give us something solid on how it did that. So she was like, oh, my sister-in-law was diabetic. Now she's no longer taking on the diabetic drug. That is killing yourself slowly, because once your insulin or you become insulin resistant, or your pancreas stops working, it doesn't reverse, you know. So she's preaching that and telling people who are diabetic to stop using diabetic drugs and start using IF. Diet and diabetes, and that and most chronic disorders like diabetes and blood pressures, they go hand in hand. If you do it well, it will be very beneficial. But you cannot tell someone to stop taking drugs on blood pressure because they have started on IF. Until they are cleared by their doctor, let them continue that. And then there are other conditions. Per se, you'll find someone with there's HIV. A good number of people in ARVs are obese, or for lack of a better word, they are a bit more on the obese side. So there are types of obesities that cannot be treated with diet only. So you come and tell someone who's supposed to be on drugs on a daily that you're not supposed to take food for 2 days. These drugs they're taking, they're supposed to go hand in hand with food. So if you, let's talk in case of the two major causes, diabetes and HIV. So you'll find someone with diabetes, they are supposed to take their insulin injections in the morning. You tell them, no, we are not eating today, we are eating tomorrow. If they inject themselves, what will happen? They'll die. You know they'll die,
Because they have nothing.
Yeah, they have nothing but the body to work on. We talk about autophagy and the way the body will break down cells, Yeah, it's okay. If you have excess cell, basically if you don't feed on the body, the main source of fuel for the body, the first source of fuel in Akwanga, carbohydrates. So when you don't feed your body that carbohydrate, it will definitely attack the second option, which is basically fats. And so if you're diabetic, your body will not, before you die, the body doesn't give up so easily. So it will trigger gluconeogenesis, or the glucose being produced from other sources apart from carbohydrates, and that is fats. So the fat stores in your bodies will be attacked, and then that is good if you're not having any medical conditions. Yeah, if you're okay, maybe you're just 25, you're just obese, and you just want to lose weight. You're not, according to your analysis or your assessments, your body is not at risk of any. You're okay, you're not at risk. Because even if you're at risk and then you start doing sudden things, it will not go well for you, because you might attack the body too soon, a little bit too soon, and this might go worse than you would want it.
Tutaenda kwenye mapumziko. Tutarudi baada ya muda usio mrefu. Endelea kutazama Mizani ya Afya. Karibu tena mtazamaji. Unaendelea kutazama Mizani ya Afya.
So and I went on like that, as in we went on fasting. My longest fast was 100 hours. I was meant to do 156 hours. By the time I did 156 hours, I was already able to achieve the hours that my weight. So because all this happens, you start first of all learning how to fast. Because some of us do not know how to fast really, beyond 12 hours or even not 12 hours. And so when I learned how to fast, I was able to do 12, 16 hours, 24 hours, at 6 hours, 22 hours, and just continue adding more. And during my fasting, one of the things I also learned is that it's not so much about what I eat, because also as you continue fasting, that and you're not able to eat so much, you're so in control. Because if I'm doing like 48 hours first, when I'm eating already, I am so in control of myself that I'm just rushing to eat anything. As in, I'm able to say, okay, I can actually take an egg and take food, because I haven't eaten for so long, for 48 hours. If I didn't eat for 48 hours, why should I rush to eat too much again? But also you need to feed yourself until you're full, and then you can start on another fast.
Actually better if you go for assessments first. You go get your assessment, get your lipid profile done, get your of course mostly BMI it's done. Even outside here I'm sure you can get someone to do your BMI. All those profiles, they are called the biological markers. Have them checked. If this person they care for you, if you care for yourself, don't start something as rapid as this fat diet. A fat diet is diet that is as extreme it is, And most people on IF, if you go talk to them, if you talk to most people doing IF in Nairobi currently, they will tell you, I don't eat, they don't eat carbohydrates. They'll tell you that, a good number. So this woman was advising women to cook with animal fat. Go and we chome, then you cook it. And then that increases the density of food. But again, it a risk on the balance and the quality of that food. The food might be dense, but with very bad quality, She was telling them when you feed that, you'll be fuller for long, which is true, Some were telling people you start feeding on coconut oil and olive oil. Those are very good fats. We are not disputing that. But again, anything that is overdone is not beneficial,
And by the time I was done by like week 3, I did take my weight in week 4 when I started now. Like the 1st of June, I took my weight, and that I'd been at 70 from 87. Then I knew then I've been able to achieve, and I knew then that is a wow moment. And before then, I started sleeping well. I could actually, for me, sleeping well, because I would sleep and wake up tired. I would sleep, like I said, I would snore. And because I think it's because of weight, because then I had all this meat like covered here, like like those hanging necks. But that had gone, and wasn't that didn't happen anymore. And then going up the stairs, my knees would hurt a lot when I go up the stairs. Or if I start for a long time, my back, I couldn't stand for more than even 5 minutes was probably too long, because then I would have issues with my back. I'd have to look for somewhere to sit, because then my back was aching. And now that is something that doesn't happen anymore. Even bowel movement, I can go to the loo now very well. I don't need to probably keep thinking, oh man, it's another time to go to the loo, or what happened, or constipation, no constipation. But not also thing that can happen when you're fasting. You can also get constipation depending on how you're eating. But apparently I didn't get that. I didn't get constipation, and I didn't get any complications.
So there was a study that was saying that women who took intermittent fasting for longer than 6 months had reduced levels of estrogens, and this led to LH chini, and this affected fertility negatively. And again, they say the sudden weight loss, when the LH is compromised, and then you lose so much weight drastically, your ovaries become tinier. Yeah, it's not yet a conclusive study, but it's undergoing. So they were saying, with the small ovaries, there is less reproduction. So maybe before someone would want to undertake this, they would want to see what they would want to do. If you don't want babies, you can go ahead and do it. But let's be realistic. We're African women. We want to have children, and that is, unfortunately, our society dictates that we do,
And after I realized I've been able to achieve my weight, I started doing now my high blood pressure. I started going to see the doctor more often to see, so that I can see then if there was any improvement. And as much as I'm still on medication because I have to be weaned out of them, is that my blood pressure is normal. And that is, I think for me, that is good news. That is the best that could happen to me. other thing that I almost felt like was the biggest achievement for me is that, you know, every time I go to the doctor, is that you take, and the nurse will like, oh, your BMI, you're overweight, you're obese, you're. And now I am within my BMI, you know, I'm the most healthy. You know, actually, for me, I would say BMI is meant for other people, you know, like wazungu, as in not really meant for us, because there's no way that every time I would want, like, am I really obese? Am I overweight? Am I? But now my BMI weight is 67. I'm within the BMI weight. I've gone for the body, for the fat. I don't know what they call it, body fat. It's supposed to be 24. I'm at 24.
Apart from autophagy, well, people, which is what is being marketed by the IF pros, and you know, we also have the body goes through a process of it retaliates. Like, let me give an example. You have a car, you're running low on fuel, so ile time inaenda kuisha kabisa, si inaanzanga energy save. That's the energy saving part. So the body will start retaliating. Then that's one of the processes that the body goes through when you're fasting. Another process that the body goes, which is positive, that is not so positive, but there's the positive aspects. The body goes through. It will start the lipolysis and protein synthesis, and gluconeogenesis will be triggered. So the body will want to break down fats, that's lipolysis, for energy. And if you have excess fat, you will lose the weight. Again, if you're fasting, the protein synthesis in your body goes low, because definitely your protein intake is low. This is where another case of infertility also. Proteins, they coordinate like 90% of the body activities, like your acid balance, your fluid balance, your mental functions, your hormonal activities. All those are mediated by proteins or amino acids, which are basically proteins. Because when you do extremes, when your imbalances are too extremes, you can go into shock because of the electrolytes imbalances. You're taking water, you're going to the toilet, but you're not feeding your body anything that can help the medium or the osmolarity, you see. So your body will have your pressure, your kidneys will be excreting too much and you're not taking in. So one of the functions of electrolytes, they maintain the normal functioning of everything in the body, the heart, all your organs. They make you up and running. So that's why that's how dehydration kills. Because when you're dehydrated, you've probably exhausted your to electrolytes like in potassium, magnesium, all those. So that's how shock comes in. That's one of the side effects that might be observed in someone who's doing extreme IF, or someone who's doing IF without monitoring or knowing what they are doing. You know, if you want to do something, go and research about it. But again, there are people who die because of low blood pressure. You know, as we say, intermittent fasting controls blood pressure. But again, if it's overdone, it can really lower your blood pressure. Then you know, when it comes to pressure and sugar, they'd rather be high than low, because high you can control with the injections, low, how will you bring it up? I don't advocate for taking the black tea. No, do a green tea, do a wheatgrass, do a healthy drink. Don't start trying so much to be healthy and you mess it up by taking coffee before night, or taking tea. That's a drug. Your body will be, if you're healthy and if you're normal, you'll probably be active through the night. So I want you to have ample sleep. Do research, confirm. Have some guidance, have someone guide you. Go to a dietitian, go to a nutritionist. In Kenya, we have more than 10,000 registered professionals, clinical nutritionists and dietitians. So check them up, talk to them, consult. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Tell them what you want. If someone tells you, I want this, be free. Tell them, no, I want this and this because I think this and this and this. Google has told me this and this. Let's compare notes. Let's do this the healthy way. Don't do it extremities. Don't start doing IF and you're breastfeeding. Don't do IF and you're pregnant. Don't do IF and you're trying to maybe regulate your sugars. If you have to manage, you know, we say a healthy diet or a healthy eating pattern is a manageable or a sustainable eating pattern. Do something that will work for you in the long run. You know, we say in Kenya, we say if you change the woman perspective, you change the society. You've seen even men come on board with IF because their wives are doing it and they're actually seeing people lose weight. So if you tell this woman who's going to start IF, you tell her to do it the right way and she takes that up, the family and the husband and the society will take that up. Yeah, yeah. So when you say, we say when you change the woman, you change the society. Yeah.
Asante sana kwa kuwa nami kwa wakati huo. Wiki ijayo nitakujuza mengi zaidi kuhusu afya yako. Mimi ni wako Mudheu Mumu na nitakuacha na msemo kutoka kwa Steve Maraboli. Ukichagua afya nzuri, umechagua kujipenda.